5-year-old Victoria Severetti, a student from Millneck Manor School for the Deaf, has an important message for Governor Cuomo.
I love my school. Governor, please don't cut my funding.
Over 1,200 people from the surrounding community shared her thoughts. Here at the Broadway Mall in Hicksville, they signed Millneck Manor's School for the Deaf's petition on Saturday, March 26, to reinforce her message. Her mother, Andrea, recalled the day's events.
It's a great turnout today. I see lots of people signing. I think it's wonderful. I've talked to a couple of people, and they feel that it's a shame that they're cutting the funding. There's better ways to do this. There's better ways to cut funding rather than these schools. But the turnout is great. Everybody's having a great time. The kids are doing wonderful. They're playing with the bear. I think it's just a great turnout. I think that the signatures, there's people that are interested. They probably weren't aware of this, and now they're aware. And they're getting involved. And I think people are backing Millneck and all these other schools, and they're doing a great job today. Everything's going great. There's a huge turnout. The children are loving the sign language. They got lots of signatures. It seems like a lot of people are interested and have compassion and feel that the funding shouldn't be, taken away. From what I see, a lot of people are supportive, and I think it's a great day. It's a great turnout. They feel that it's sad that they're taking the money away from the children, where, we understand there's a budget problem, but there's probably better ways to cut the money than take it from the children. And the deaf children, there's always a better way to take, to find the money. You should be able to find it someplace else. It's very important to have community support because there's so many things that you can do. You can go to your legislative, you can go on Millneck's website, millneck.org, you can visit their Facebook page, and you can sign petitions, and you can contact all the local government, in Albany, and just show your support in any way you can, because there's people who aren't aware of these issues, and they're not even sure what they can do to help. But now with something like this, you're getting aware, and you can do what you can, tell all your friends, your neighbors, and everybody can kind of get involved and help out.
Even the school mascot, Buddy Bear, was on hand to ask for community support. He even helped out teaching sign language to local children. Supporters had various reasons for signing the petition and say the children should not be punished and lose their education for a budget crisis they did not create.
As New Yorkers themselves are very compassionate people. I don't think they know what's happening. They don't realize that this kind of cut will really hurt children with severe disabilities, and their education will be impaired. New York State historically has supported deaf schools. It's never been a problem, never been an issue. This year, we all realize that the state is broke, but we all feel that there are other ways to find money. And right now, by cutting the funding to the 4201 schools, deaf children with other disabilities, where are they going to go? They can't be served appropriately in their home district. That's why they're coming to places like Millneck. So that's why we need to show support for the children, because they are really innocent victims of the budget crisis.
I feel very strongly about that the schools for the deaf and the 4201 schools should continue to be open. I was mainstream my whole life, and I was very lonely and frustrated. I had a very difficult time. Even though I had a wonderful school, I had a great education, but socially I was very isolated. I had no friends, and I was very depressed. I really needed to have other deaf students to feel better. Now, I went through that whole experience, and I see that I don't want other children to go through what I went through, that isolation and depression. And I just want to make sure that the word gets out that we need the governor to restore the budget and make sure that our deaf schools stay open.
State Assemblyman Harvey Wiesenberg came by with his family to show his support. He also gave a speech to the crowd.
I have hundreds of children here from the Viscardi School and the Millneck School, the 4201 schools. But more importantly, what we're doing is putting a face on our children. to make society aware of the beauty of our children. While they have disabilities, we can focus on what they can do, not what they can't do. And the thing that is so important that I want to send this message, all you have to do is spend a little time to see the love that exists between families here. Even though children have disabilities, some nonverbal, some not able to hear or speak, we have people here that are expressing and communicating through love, with their eyes or with their feelings, with their body, just holding their head close to. That's a hug. That's a hug. But the love, the beauty of the love of one person to another person is here. And having the public aware and having an exhibition where people have an opportunity to show who they are and what they can do is just something that's beautiful. It's educational, and we're looking for the community support. And let the people who are elected to office see what is necessary and what's real. That you can't cut the resources for the most vulnerable population in our society, but we have to give them total support.
Katie Kersner, the school's principal, says everyone is grateful for the community's support.
We've had a wonderful response today from all of the people here in the mall. One thing that I can say is that a lot of people commented that they were surprised that the governor himself would even think about cutting the money for children that, that have disabilities, and they were shocked by that. Well, we had a lot of families come today, and they themselves actually walked through the mall and collected names for the petition, and they talk a lot about how our school and other 4201 schools have really supported their whole family, not just the children. And I think that, Mill Neck community itself, 4201 schools for the deaf, I think we're seeing a very positive response from the families and the communities that we service.
In total, over 1,200 signatures were collected on Saturday. Next stop, Albany.
And we're going to be sending them up to Albany to the governor himself. And we're hoping that he's going to see all these names of the people in this community here, and that he's going to change his mind.
The Mill Neck Manor School for the Deaf is still asking for community support, asking anyone that would like to help to check out their website, www.millneck.org. In Hicksville, Chris Collora reporting.